What's going on, my treasure hunting friends? Today I've got something a little bit different planned. We're going to do an indoor treasure hunt. Now, this house belongs to a buddy of mine. It was built probably sometime in the 1850s, maybe even earlier. We don't exactly know. But he started working on one of the rooms. And before I show it to you, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about it. He started noticing the floor kind of rising up in one spot. Normally the floors sag, not rise, so he was wondering what was going on. So he ended up pulling the floor off in that spot and found a cistern underneath the floor. The boards were rotten, and I mean, it just looked horrible. All these newspapers were found underneath the floor. They're all from the 60s, I believe. But, so, here's what I'm looking at now. This is what I'm going to be digging in today. I've got a screen, my metal detector, and then I've got a bucket, or two buckets rather, and then a bunch of other tools. I got a pinpointer there, and a scraper, and a little digging tool. And then here's the cistern that we're going to be going down into later on. And we're going to see if we can find any bottles down there. It's pretty deep. If I can get this cord plugged in, I'll show you. There we go. Alright. It goes down probably about 10 or 12 feet. And there is a bottle in the corner down there. I can just barely see it. So I haven't been down in here yet. My buddy hasn't been down in here yet either. He put the ladder down in there and hooked that light onto it. So none of us know what's down in here yet. But he took the floor apart, got all the floorboards off, and we found some artifacts the other day. There's an old tobacco tin of some kind. I'm not exactly sure what that is. Maybe you guys can help with that. Some cast iron piece. Like the legs off of something. There's an old marble here, a button. I don't know what that is. A neat little Bennington marble. And a fork, and there was a spoon somewhere. I don't know where it went. And then there's this. This is part of a really, really old jar. Probably 1850s, 1860s maybe. And this might actually be the cap to it sitting over here. No, doesn't look like it fits. But these used a wax ring on the inside of this little channel here when they were canning, and it's I guess it sealed the jar somehow. But here's the bottom of that jar. Really, really super old. But anyway, I'm going to get to it and see what we can find. I'll let you all know if I find anything. Should be an interesting day. Well, that was kind of anticlimactic. That's the floor. So there's barely an inch of dirt. Although a bunch of barbed wire and one single old bottle. Probably from the 30s or 40s or even 50s. So I'm going to go back up top and screen some of that dirt up there and see what we can find. Alright, well, this is I think the third screen full of dirt that I've done. And you see it? Right there. Looks like a coin. Let's see what it is. Yep, it's a coin. I think that's an Indian head setting. Maybe it's an 1877. That would be nice. Alright, well, I'm going to try to clean it off a little bit, and then I'll show you guys what it is. Well, it's pretty toasted, but I think it's 1871, maybe. I don't know, I'll clean it off more when I get home. Well, I've been at it for about 2 hours, I guess, and I've gotten most of this dirt cleared out. I'm working over there where the shovel is. I found quite a bit of good stuff. No more coins though, but you can see I got a pile of buttons here, and some old broken bottles. Another marble there, and there's a couple more things over here. That pottery right there is a piece of feather edge. That's real early stuff, like 1820s. And a couple more buttons and another marble. I just loaded up another screen, and right off the bat there's another marble right here. So I did find something else really cool. I wasn't expecting to find these. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. You know what that is? That's a percussion cap. A musket-sized percussion cap. So there could be some Civil War relics in here. Who knows? But these screens have been, each one of them has had something in it. Something worth keeping. Like, there's been a lot of this pottery. I found a lot of pieces of this particular teacup. But every single screen has had at least one button in it. I've been looking for coins, but still that one Indian head's the only one I've found. So I'm going to keep at it, and if I find anything else, I'll let you guys know. Alright, well, I'm calling it quits. I managed to get most of that dirt out. I started a little bit down there because I found another layer underneath this main layer. So I think this place actually burned twice, because there's a lot of burnt stuff on the surface right here, and then underneath that, about 6 inches, there's another layer of ashes and burnt wood and stuff like that. So here's all the dirt that I moved. I don't know if you can really tell, but it's probably about, I'd say 100 screens worth of dirt. So yeah, I got quite a bit of cool stuff, and I'll clean it up and show you guys a little bit later when I get home. What's up, guys? Well, this is day 3 of digging up here. I didn't film anything on day 2. Didn't really find much anyway, but as you can see, he tore out all the walls. Well, not the walls, he tore out the boards that were on the walls. And we managed to get the cistern most of the way filled in. It's about 2/3 of the way filled. I can actually jump down in there and get out without a ladder now. So there's been a lot of really old stuff coming out from that second layer that I told you about, that burned layer. So that's what I'm going to be working on today. Going to try to get all this done. And I've got my screen over there. I'm not going to screen too much probably, because there's not a lot that I've found screening in that layer. So anyway, I'm going to get to work, and I'll let you guys know if I find anything. Alright, I'm going to show you guys a few live screens, I guess. I haven't been really finding too much. A bunch of buttons and a couple of marbles and maybe some pipe stems. Real big clay pipe stems. So let me shovel a few scoops of dirt in here and see what we can find. Oh, there's a button right here laying on top of the ground. No coins yet, so hopefully we'll find a few of those before the end of the day. Now I've just got this screen placed right over top of the cistern, because we're going to fill it in anyway. So I might as well kill 2 birds with 1 stone. There's a lot of this pottery coming out. No markings on most of it. I did find a couple pieces last time that had some markings on it, but I haven't had a chance to research those yet. There's a lot of bones in here too. A lot of pig bones, That's probably I don't know, it's probably a turkey bone or something. It's hollow. Here's another bone. Maybe a deer bone. There's a lot of them in here. These people ate a lot of meat. I'm not seeing much in this screen. Big old piece of glass. Let's try another one. Really like to find a coin today. Silver coin would be real nice. But these people didn't seem to lose too much. Doesn't look like there's much in this one either. Oh well, that's how it goes sometimes. Here, I'll show you guys what I found so far. This is in the last few screens before I started recording. There's a marble. It's a pretty old one there. A bunch of buttons, and I think these are pipe stems. Or pipes, rather. They came out in the same screen, which I thought was kind of interesting. But there's a bunch of buttons there, and that might be a pencil. I'm not exactly sure. It's interesting though. Well, I'm going to keep digging, and I'll let you guys know if I find anything else. Alright, I'm getting ready to pack up and head out. I managed to get all this dirt over there to about where the light is. I don't know if you can see that. But this is one of the last few screens that I'm doing, and I think I have a coin. Yeah, it looks like it. I can't really tell what that is. Let me clean it off and I'll get back to you guys. Well, you guys aren't going to believe this, but I think it's a Spanish real. I can just barely make out the crown on top of that shield, and there should be a pillar on each side. Can't see anything on the front, but I'm about 99% sure that's a Spanish real. It's really thin. But I'm gonna leave this alone for now, and I'll clean it up a little bit more when I get home. I'll let you guys know. But this will probably be the last bit of this video until I get home, because I'm worn out. I'm going to do a couple more screens worth of dirt and see if I can find anything else. But if not, then this will be the last thing you probably see until I get home. Alright guys, well I'm back home and I'm exhausted. Here's what we got today. Got 20 marbles. Some of them are really neat looking too. And then look at the size of this one. I don't think I've ever seen a marble that big. There's another pretty big one here. And it's got a design on it. Got some really old salt glazed pottery. A couple of pipes, or pipe pieces rather. Some percussion caps. This one's kind of interesting because it's two up and stacked on top of each other. Got some slate pencils. We got 57 buttons, I believe. And this is the one that I found the other day. It's 1871. This is the one, the Indian head that I found today. And I don't know if you can see the date. It's 1865. And the Indian head was in really good shape when it was dropped. Not so much anymore, though. And then we got the Spanish half real, which I think is 1780, 81, 82, something like that. But it's pretty toasted. You can just barely tell what it is. So, I would say that is a pretty good hunt today. Like I said, I am completely exhausted. Oh, and I forgot about this little thing. Someone carved this out of a piece of wood. And I think it's an eagle. Or it's a bird of some kind. Well, if it'll focus, come on. So, I don't know. It's an interesting piece. I like it, though. And this, too. I think this is a part of a pipe stem. Carved out of bone. Or ivory, maybe. It's probably bone. But there you have it. That is a good day's work right there. So, I'm probably going to get back out there here in the next couple of days or so. And if I do, I'll definitely try to record, sifting a little bit more. There's not much more along that wall to sift. So, when we're done with that, I don't know if I'm going to go towards the other half of the room or not. It just depends on what my buddy wants to do. But that's it. I will see you guys next time.